this is Keith and Shannon French, and we just want to take a few minutes to elaborate on how much we have enjoyed the coaching that you, Sean, and you, Steve, have done for us. First of all, I want to say Shannon and I are sitting out by our saltwater pool that we get in all the time and are living where we want to live.
Yes.
We have transitioned to a point where we can pretty much live anywhere we want to live at this point. And we attribute that completely to the Lifeonaire group.
Yes.
But probably a lot of people want to know, well, how did you get to this point? How did you get to where you can live where you want to live?
Well, I mean, back when we joined Lifeonaire back in May of 2009, things were pretty scary. We were in a very tough situation financially, and it was a huge stress on our relationship personally. We felt very backed up against the wall, and that's how we started. And even when we first joined, I mean, we were scraping the bottom of the barrel just to make the monthly payment for Lifeonaire, but we knew that it was going to be so worth it. And woo, the difference of where we are now, we just wanted to take some time to say thank you, but also just elaborate a little bit, like Keith said, of some specifics that have changed our lives, not just our business, but our life.
Well, what we have gotten out of the Lifeonaire group. One of the first things, I think, was we used to do we didn't have a vision, okay? Let's focus on a vision. Going back to 2009, Shannon, we didn't have a vision or a plan. We were just we were actually chasing money. We had put our life completely to the side. And we were chasing money, trying to survive.
Working 18-hour days, eating at the desk, you know, didn't take any time for ourselves.
No.
You know, working all the time, and I mean, it was just nuts.
So what we did is, when we first joined the group, one of the first principles you guys taught us was live your life now the way you want to live your life, and let the money and the work go around that, which was opposite of anything we had ever heard.
Right.
I mean, it was so controversial to us in our minds of, well, how can we go live life when we can't even pay our bills?
Yeah.
But we trusted you guys and said, all right, you definitely know what you're talking about, so let's try this. And the first thing we did is you helped us revamp our business. Because you said, Keith and Shannon, you guys are really good at real estate. You know how to find deals, negotiate. You've done hundreds of deals. But you've got to figure out a way to make that work around your life.
We had fallen into the proverbial trap of basically our business was running our life. We were reacting to whatever was happening to that day. We had no control, and just that backed up against the wall kind of doing things, and it was very stressful. And it doesn't seem at first to make logical sense where you rein things in. Like, one of the biggest first challenges that we had was cut off work at a certain time.
Yeah.
And logically your brain thinks, well, if I'm not working as much, I'm not going to be getting enough done. And you just don't, it doesn't make sense to you. That's why you work those 18-hour days, because you're just trying to get everything done. And so we did have to kind of step out on faith a little bit, because it didn't make sense to us.
And as we started doing that, it freed up our minds.
Yes, that's it. It's almost magical how I'm remembering it.
It was amazing.
We were able to think about our business and then ponder about it, talk about it. We have one-on-one calls, and we have group calls, and of course we have the retreats with Lifeonaire to discuss business and personal matters. And finally, being able to free up our mind and speak intelligently and think about it was just very key. And we were able to, with you guys' help, just find certain things in our business to change that just totally took our business into a different direction and a whole different level.
I mean, what happened is when we started cutting off at 8 and eating a lunch and dinner together, then we started taking more time off. And then you guys said, well, you have to take at least a Saturday or a Sunday half day off.
Yeah.
Well, we jumped full forward and took a whole day off. Then we started taking the whole weekend off. And I think it was 2 years ago, Shannon, that we took almost, it was like 4.5, 5 months off. So we got to this point where it was like, let's take more time off and more time off and more time off. And what started happening is our business got simpler and simpler. I remember we had some issues where we owed a lot of money to private lenders and things, and we got to a point where we couldn't make the full payments. And one of the things you told us is make the phone calls to these people and come up with a workout plan.
Yep.
Work something out, but you've got to call them and tell them what the situation is. And you said, when we hang up, you have to make your first call, and then you have to call me back within an hour and tell me you made the calls.
Yeah.
And what a relief. I think we made all the calls that day to everybody.
Yeah.
And everybody was just appreciative of, well, thank you for telling us what's going on. We had no idea.
It wasn't nearly as scary as what we had imagined, so it was very helpful to be able to have somebody in our corner, you know, and root us on, but also hold us accountable. And they went really well, and everything just worked out far better than we thought.
Yes, it did. Lifeonaire is a family. It's a mindset. It's a lifestyle. It's a family. It's a support group. It's a think tank. It's a brainstorming group.
Yeah.
Everything from business to personal that you can possibly think of, everybody discusses and helps each other come up with a solution. And so we really want to give a lot of credit to the other Lifeonaire members as well, because today we love life. And I would say for the last 1.5 to 2 years now, we have been living the life we want to live.
Absolutely. We've come a long way in a couple of years, and it's so exciting to see the other folks in the group from retreat to retreat to retreat. It's just tremendous, the progress, and we all celebrate. We all celebrate the success. We all support each other during the tough times, and I really wasn't expecting that sort of personal level of loyalty I feel and closeness I feel to the group, because you know, it's just hard I think to accomplish that when it's business started and business focused. Because this is so different from what anyone else is teaching, it's easy to fall back into the old way of thinking. And so that's why I love the group calls, you know, the one-on-one, the retreats. Everything is laid out perfectly so that you have the resources along the way, because it's real easy to chase shiny objects or you know, come across an exciting opportunity and be redirected to, okay, let me check my vision. Does that fit my vision? And it's helped us to say no to things that we would have said yes to before, and we would have wore ourselves out.
The vision's like a partner, and think of your vision, because it's how you want to live your life. And so when someone says, well, here's this bright shiny object, come chase it, you go to your vision and you say, well, does that fit into my vision? And if it doesn't, you say no. And the response to somebody, literally, you say, well, my vision says no. It doesn't fit my vision. And it's like the good cop, bad cop, or higher authority. It's amazing. And when you use it like a tool and live your life through your vision, it just all comes clear. But it's hard to explain until you map it all out. Two of the things that Shannon and I like to do all the time is go to vineyards and go hiking. And when we go to vineyards and go hiking, we're able to just freely think, and we go, wow, we're doing this every day, and we're helping people, but we can also make money from it. And it doesn't change, it changes or it even enhances the service.
We're just so happy, and we just wanted to provide this testimonial to the whole Lifeonaire program, the whole Lifeonaire concept. I haven't come across anything like it. Even as we've been in the program, and we're so grateful to be a part of the group.
Well, we can't imagine not being in the Lifeonaire group, so I think it's also Lifeonaire for life.
Yes.
And just wonderful group. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, everybody in the group. You are such wonderful people. We hope that we always stay connected to everybody.